steps up. He's going to run it. Trevor to the 5-yard line. Trevor stays on his feet. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, a 10-yard touchdown run. And Jacksonville is in the end zone again. Dropping his Mahomes. Fires middle of the field. Ball's intercepted. The ball is picked off. Are you kidding me? Devin Lloyd bringing it back again. Along the left sideline. 50, 45, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! 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 Devin Lloyd with the length of the field. Yet another interception. Jacksonville is taking the lead. How good is that?
T-Lo got the eyes of Lee Van Cleef when he go left field.
Trevor under center. He slipped and he fell down. Trevor fell down on the play. Now he's going to try and run it in. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Trevor ran it in. He ran it in. Touchdown. He got up. He fell down. There's a flag in the end zone. It's against Kansas City. Trevor Lawrence ran it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Guys, talk about resilience. Down 14-0. Come back. One play at a time. How about Devin Lloyd? Guys, but think about it. All three phases made a huge impact in that ball game. All three phases. Guys, not much we do is truly the most pretty thing in the world. But guess what, man? Guess what? Guess what? Winning feels good. Winning feels real good.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Jeff Lageman, and Dylan Denmark.
Good morning, Duval, indeed. I don't know, Tony. That's all I got. I could have started you off with a hearty Duval. I don't know if I got enough left in the throat. I did more loud screaming last night in the Miller Electric Center.
I can attest to that.
Yes. Then, particularly during the Devin Lloyd run back, than maybe at any point since we've been working in there. Good morning, Jeff Lageman.
Good morning.
What a day, huh?
It was amazing.
Oh, my gosh, man. I mean, it was Kansas City, the vintage greatest they've ever been. I don't care. I'm not even going to answer that. The answer is I don't care. It was Patrick Mahomes. It was Monday Night Football. It was Andy Reid on the other sideline. It was a Jaguar team that dug themselves a 14-0 whole logs. And I know this. The Jags almost never win that game. The Chiefs never lose that game.
No.
23-0 in their last 23 games where they had led by 2 scores. The last time they had lost one of those games was Cincinnati beat them to go to the Super Bowl.
I didn't want to bring that stat up in a game, and so it was kind of intentional, because
the KC stat.
I didn't want to bring it up. I was just like, no, I'm just going to kind of ignore that one. But I thought it was a great night for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, for the city of Jacksonville. What an environment! What a display! When you have an opportunity on, like, when your franchise has not been very good, which is the case here for us, when you get that opportunity to be on national TV, you want to be a really competitive showing, and this team went beyond that. I thought it was a special night, and a special night for a lot of reasons, and I hope that this is just one of the many things that are different about this franchise to come.
Well, I wonder what, if anything, will be different about Trevor Lawrence going forward here. Tony, we talked about this Friday. We talked about it yesterday. I said the best possible scenario for the Jags. I want them to win by a bunch, right? But give Trevor the ball with less than 4 minutes, having to have a touchdown, and have him walk that thing off. And he basically walked it down to the zeros on the clock. All but. And, I mean, it was half the time I was calling for. Just put him in the 4-minute drill. Let's see if in a must-make situation. And Logs, he makes a lot of frustrating errors, like throw the ball away when you're outside the pocket.
What are you talking about? I thought he was great the whole game.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, social media Jaguar fandom was ready to disown Trevor Lawrence at the half. There's no other way to put it.
Well, he was struggling. But the one thing that I appreciate about Trevor, and Liam used this word at the end of the ball game, resilient. And things weren't going well for Trevor in a lot of areas. But I've seen with Trevor in the past, it just seems like when he gets going with his legs, there's something about that with him that kind of gives him a spark. And almost to the point where you're like, you know what? Maybe we ought to call some naked keepers or something early in the game, maybe to get him going.
Yeah, he's like the Rocky Balboa of the NFL. You got to knock him down once before the fight even starts, right? Like it's a weird thing with him, though.
Yeah, it's weird, but he was kind of not having the greatest day, I think, from an arm perspective, but then he allowed his legs to do some things. And we know, like with Patrick Mahomes, I mean, we're seeing the epitome of greatness with legs and creating things with broken plays with Patrick Mahomes. And to see Trevor take advantage of one thing that was going to work when some other things weren't, I thought was a real positive.
Oh, it was fantastic. You know, I mean, it came within an eyelash of 3 rushing scores. Obviously, we can talk about the play at the goal line. Let me say good morning to young Denmark.
Yes, sir.
There. What was the experience like last night?
Oh, man, it was lit. I had no White Claws, but it was lit.
Parking situation, how'd that work out for you?
I parked at 7:55, scanned my ticket at 8.
Wow.
Nice.
All right.
I got in, got out.
Sounded like me waking up this morning.
Yes, sir.
I looked at the clock. I said, damn, I hope I have a teleporter. Yet here I am this
you
morning.
made one yourself on the way.
I improvised, Tony,
Yeah.
but I'm here. We're all glad that the Jags, by the way, David Garrard, super close on the score prediction yesterday. He had 32-29, so he gave them each 1 point more credit than they deserved on that night last night. But there's so many things to reflect on. You know, Brian Sexton in the postgame, I think it was Brian. I'm trying to keep everybody's comments straight in my head, but he said that he had heard that Brian Thomas just had a sense of like relief about him, that he came through, didn't have any issues, caught the big one down the sideline, which was one of the best throws we've seen Trevor make.
By far. And before the game, you know, we always kind of have this players to watch thing, and you pick one on the offensive side of the ball, and you pick one on the defensive side of the ball, and our player to watch on the offensive side was Brian Thomas Jr., just because you go back to last year, and you look at how his energy really propelled this team in situations and in games, and you need that on Monday night. You know, you expect your best players to play their best in big game situations. This big game situation, and I thought he played really well. Not only the big play down the sideline, which was an excellent read by Trevor, because Kansas City was showing basically a cover 2 shell, but the one safety to the side of Brian was cheated just a little bit, and I think that was the tell for Trevor. And so he was going to Brian the entire time, and it was a very good throw. Could have been just a little bit better. Yeah, maybe a little bit more out in front, but it was excellent. They connected. But then also the way that Brian Thomas Jr. came back to that ball in the end zone on the interference call, if he just kind of just is a lazy player in that situation and doesn't come back to attack the ball, that's not called. That's not called at all. So I give him credit even in that scenario because of that desire to come back and get the ball drew the call.
Unbelievably huge play, obviously. The game's over if they don't get the call on that. And it was Reichels 3rd and 13. Man, just so many moments in last night's game. If you'd like to talk about them, highlight one or two. Specifically, if you got a question for Jeff. Now, Jeff has watched the tape of the key aspects of the game, and you know, it's bright and early on Tuesday morning. He hasn't broken down the all-22 to the degree that he's going to, but we'll be happy to reflect on last night's game at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Dylan, am I accurate when I say stream us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook today?
As of the moment.
As of the moment. Looking a little dark in the studio. That I did not wear my Victory Monday shirt again. Very limited time to grab clothes.
Hey, we're just glad you're here,
Mike. Out the door. I am
just
too.
Glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I have no municipal fines to pay.
And nothing's inside out.
Nothing
so
that
that's
I'm
good.
That I've been told anyway. Everything's right side out, Log. So happy to be here. And Jags win to go to 4-1. They matched the best record in the National Football League through 5 games in the 2025 season. Got a lot to dig into today on a Victory Tuesday. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. A great drive takes more than a set of wheels.
Fully loaded, I think is the term.
Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville brings you the drive of the game.
Just one thing. Yeah. Don't push any of the buttons on that car.
On 1010XL.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
Jaguars Today Tuesday, kept pest-free by Julington Creek Pest Control.
Josie for Hard Rock Bet. Hail Marys, QB draws, corner fades, it doesn't matter. When you bet on touchdowns with Hard Rock Bet, every game day can turn into a big payday. Pick your favorite player to find the end zone in Week 6 now. Last week, one bettor turned a $20 3-leg first touchdown scorer parlay into a massive $12,000 win. Are you next? Download the Hard Rock Bet app now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Discuss the beautiful game. The Coaches Show presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor. Get an hour of soccer talk Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
The Golf Club of Southampton has big plans for 2026, renewing the greens plus plenty more. But right now's the time to take advantage of member opportunities before the big renovation. Now until the end of December, you can join and save $1,500 off their initiation fee plus $500 back in a gift card with a 12-month commitment. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Playability for every skill level and a huge practice area to hone your game. Lock in now and enjoy membership privileges at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Yo, Jacksonville, Hickens Hype. Checkmate Coatings crushes it with floors I'd put in my own pad.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all. Garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Rush to checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 5-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, but only until October 31st. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community. And now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's OKEfarm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, well, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Jeff Lageman Tuesday
is brought to you by
Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, by the way, Logs, welcome to the new 1010XL Digs, right? Pardon our dust, right? Still under, and we're much like Everbank Stadium. Put on a good show, but there's still work being done behind the scenes. Fair to say?
When I pulled up, I said, oh, okay. So all the, you see a lot of construction vehicles. You got a dumpster still going on.
Yes.
All right, we're still a work in progress. Got wires kind of stretched out. Be careful, Mike. That chair is like surrounded by wires.
I know it is, and I'm more concerned for the wires than I am for myself. Hopefully,
Tony,
none of these wires
you got
are
big
keeping
wires
us on
around
the air.
you, bro.
I know.
Now, like the big wires, like if you step on them the wrong way, you might start to look like one of those electrified cats.
Yep.
On Halloween.
Yep.
Dylan, can you get in here? Never mind. All right.
I don't need to be the cat eating the Christmas lights. No.
So we were just going through all the different nicknames for
movie,
the Trevor Lawrence slip and fall situation. Clean up on aisle 16. There's a new one right there.
There's a bunch.
That's not terrible, but there are a bunch of good ones. So I don't know what it will be immortalized.
It needs a name.
As.
Yeah.
Slip 6 is a pretty good one.
I
I've
like
heard.
Slip 16, but
Slip 16, yeah. I get it. I mean, I'd probably prefer Slip 6 just because it's like a play off a pick 6. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
Logs is like, I don't care what y'all call it.
I thought it was. Can you imagine being him in that moment? You get stepped on,
bro.
You hit the ground, but to that play in particular, let's go there on the film just because I watched that play in particular, and one guy really needs to get a lot of kudos on that play, and that's Ezra Cleveland.
Oh, no doubt.
Ezra Cleveland.
He finished it off right. Walker Little was holding this man, but Ezra Cleveland came in and put him on the
crushed
ground.
him. Crushed him. And here's another thing to go back and watch on that play. Watch Chris Jones.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yeah, Kansas City's killing him.
Chris Jones was an embarrassment on that play. He literally stood there the whole time and watched Trevor when he could have just literally ran him down in the pocket the first time he stumbled. Could have decided again after the second stumble to run him down. Did not. Stayed stationary completely. I'll show it to you.
What do you think he was thinking? That somebody was just there and was going to touch
That's
him?
Chris Jones. I mean, Chris Jones has moments that he literally decides not to play. And that's one of the knocks on him, is that when he plays, he's unblockable. When he decides not to play, you're playing with 10.
Yeah.
Or against 10. And on that particular play, arguably the most important play of the game, right? He decides not to play.
Yeah. And some love for ETN on the play, too. Picking up there on the right side.
And I give the offensive line credit. Monheim did a tremendous job. I mean, a tremendous job. You go back and you watch that last critical drive, he was stellar. I mean, I'm talking stellar. He had the only bad thing that I would say, and that's not even a bad thing, but the deep ball to Brian Thomas Jr., the snap was way to the right on Trevor. Trevor handled it like no big deal, which was amazing in and of itself. But Chris Jones was lined up right on Monheim, and that's probably one of the reasons why the snap came up hot and a little to Trevor's right, because when the center's trying to jerk it real quick to get into his set, that's the direction it typically goes. But he blocked the hell out of Chris Jones on that play. And there was one play in particular, and I'll have to dial it up. It might have been that play, but you got the rookies blocking Chris Jones when Chris Jones decides to play. And it was a thing of beauty. I mean, you got two rookies blocking a guy that might be a future Hall of Famer and taking care of business so that the Jaguars can have a huge play to eventually win the game. It was awesome to see.
So, a lot of unsung heroes.
Lots of love to Monheim, but Ezra Cleveland on that play, wow. And he turned around and peeled back and was getting another block. And then the guy that Ezra knocked down, Walker Little's giving him the old forearm down into the ground. I mean, it was when you looked at that play, you looked at a team that was hungry, that there was nothing that was going to deny them that win in that moment, and it was just awesome to see.
And it didn't as the Jags prevail 31-28. Let's go to the lines for the first time on the rarest of the rare, Victory Tuesday.
Imagine we may have more opportunities for that next year. The way this
maybe
thing's
so,
playing.
maybe so. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some Sunday night football. It'll still be a Victory Monday.
They look like they're on that path.
Whatever the case may be, we need to look into putting a cot in here at 6,500
Well,
Bowden
what
Road.
it looks like right now is that the first or second matchup against the Colts may be in flex season for the NFL with the way these two teams are going. For the head-to-head for the division late in the year. Maybe they do get flexed Sunday night at some point.
Log's trying to show me a play. He's pointing at a mass of bodies. I'm like, which one? Who are you pointing at here, Logs?
I want you to watch. This is the stumble play, okay? And you have Chris Jones lined up in the middle.
Got it.
Okay, over the rookie Monheim.
Yep.
Okay, and he like stops and he stands there and he watches.
That is
as Trevor runs to the end zone.
That's kind of weird. It's like everyone else is surging forward, and he just kind of stood in his spot.
Yeah, he's lined up over McCary.
Yeah.
And McCary does a really good job of getting the initial stop, and there's a little confusion. And look, I mean, Chris Jones is just watching. Like, wow.
You know, should have bought a ticket. Standing room only.
He bought a ticket to watch that
I guess
play,
he
didn't
did.
Wow.
All right, to the lines we go for the first time this morning at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Eric on the west side first up this morning. Good morning, Eric.
Great morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Great morning to you.
Morning. Yes, sir. Last night was electric. My voice is gone. Last night was electric. It was packed out. Everybody waited till the last second, just until the clock hit zero. The one thing I definitely noticed, we need Trayvon Walker back immediately. You can tell that the Kansas City, they was keeping all the action, tried to keep all the action away from Josh Allen. Ogba, he's okay, but he doesn't have that power that Trayvon has. So hopefully we can get Trayvon Walker back. Other than that, Trevor definitely said, I'm not losing today on my birthday. He said that on every play, on every run that he did, I'm not losing on my birthday. It's unfortunate that he stumbled a little bit, but at least he kept his head in the game and came out with the victory.
All right, thank you, Eric. I mean, who knows what happens if he doesn't fall? What was the play, by the way, Logs? Could you tell what the play is? I'm assuming they're throwing it with no timeouts left.
Yeah, they're throwing it.
Right.
Because you want to give yourself as many opportunities as you can on a first and goal from the one. But it's a pass play. You got Travis Hunter in the flat. You got a crosser, which normally would be Brenton Strange, and I think that would be maybe the primary because you got kind of two guys leaving. But there was really one guy that I would say could have been open on that, which was De'Ami Brown in the kind of top right corner of the end zone on that play. And the way Trevor was dealing on that last drive, when I say dealing, the accuracy that he had, I don't think there was any doubt that if he had his eyes on De'Ami Brown, he would have threw a dart in there. I mean, that was the two throws that he had on that drive, the one to De'Ami that was after the BTJ play, I mean, it was on the money. It was kind of like a deep out, long throw. And De'Ami Brown didn't have to do anything. I mean, it was thrown right in the breadbasket. Perfect throw.
Well, we've also seen receivers have that perfect throw not brought in, right? So you don't know, right? I mean, like
Tim Patrick, I mean, he dropped a ball that was, I mean, that's catchable.
It's catchable, right?
It almost looked like he had, for some reason, he lost his body control. I mean, he really did. He was kind of stumbling, and he just didn't adjust to the ball at all. That should have been caught, and it would have been a big play in the game. But
point being, if Trevor doesn't fall down, who knows what happens? Maybe the ball gets tipped at the line of scrimmage and picked off. You just don't know.
You don't know.
You have no idea it worked the way it worked.
Yeah. That game last night, with the way the whole thing played out, it couldn't have ended any other way. Then Trevor Lawrence scoring on a play, like that felt like the whole night to me for Trevor Lawrence and the entire football team. Like it's all these things that slip, score.
Score, right. Exclamation point to the performance.
Unbelievable.
Let's go to Mac in Delaware next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Mac.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. What's up, man?
Hey, thank you for taking my call. I got a question for you, for Jeff. On that pick play, players are not supposed to run up to the referee and try to argue the point. I mean, I thought it was just more or less, Mahomes trying to do his little, slippery thing or whatever. But, I just don't understand why it seems like, we're always trying to get jobs. I mean, it seems like we're always trying to get jobs. But I wanted to tell you guys that that was a great game last night. I was in my truck. I'm in my truck. I drive a truck for a living. So, I mean, I'm like watching the game on my phone and listening to Frangie on the XM. And I'm like, I'm in here screaming and hollering. I'm glad nobody heard me. But I'm just glad that we got the win. I love this team. Got to shout out my man Frank Frangie because those were the best 2 calls I've ever heard from any announcer in my life. I'm telling you, we got something special down here. And thank you, Liam Cohen. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, guys. Duval!
All right, Mac. We appreciate it. Duval right back at you.
So what's the question we need to answer here? I mean, and I think Mac brings
excitement being expressed. Yeah.
Look,
I think he's saying basically, the non-calls that went against the Chiefs, right?
Well,
you point to a lot of penalties were called on them, but the 2 non-calls
the officials
were
can shut that down with Mahomes coming over there saying, shut up, the call's the call.
Right, get out of our
away.
face. Get out of our face.
Right, they're allowed to do
that
it.
one, and then the one on the interception as well.
Yeah,
the one penalty call that was picked up, the rule is that you can basically have offensive pass interference within 1 yard. And I thought it was beyond 1 yard.
It was beyond 1 yard.
And the officials got together and talked about it and picked it up. And I've been saying this for a while, and that you have what I call bad team bias, okay? And it's natural. It's human nature. The bad team bias goes like this. When you have a team that does not have a history of winning, you don't get the benefit of the doubt on the calls. When you have teams that have a great history of winning, they're the ones that get the benefit of the calls. And that's just kind of how it is. So in a lot of cases, you have to work harder and to make more plays to overcome some of that natural human bias. And I think it was on display. The non-call that Jaden Hicks ended up smoking Parker Washington.
Unreal.
That led to the interception that Trent McDuffie had. How is that not called?
Yeah, and it's not just us in Duval County saying that. Go on social media last night. At the moment that happened, every national voice,
the whole football,
absolutely,
they're all saying this is the most blatant PI. It's right in front of them. How do you miss that?
Out of all the calls last night, that's the one that bothered me the most, because how do you miss that?
Right.
I mean, it's in the wide open. You actually have multiple officials that actually are supposed to have their eyes in that area when the play is going on. So, I mean, it's not like you can have one guy, his responsibility is in this quadrant and he just missed it. There's multiple eyes that should have been on that play to make that call. And, there's other teams in the league that deal with that. The New York Jets deal with that because they've been a bad team recently and for many years. And so they are going to have to overcome some of that natural bad team bias. And the great thing is that there's 2 ways to kind of approach that. One way is to just, bitch and complain. And then the proper way to do it is to accept it and to deal with it and take it head on. And I think that's exactly what Liam Cohen has done. And that's the thing that I love about him. He does a great job, I think, of communicating to his team. And he's made it very clear to his team, hey, guys, nobody's going to give us a damn thing. We've got to take it. And that's exactly what they did. As a football team last night, they took it. And kudos to them and kudos to Liam, because I think he's special, guys. I think we got a really special coach that's got I think a great ability to know where his team is and where it needs to be and what needs to be said and what needs not to be said.
All right, well, with that being said, we got to take a break. We'll come back in a couple minutes. More with Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Victory Tuesday straight ahead. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Door Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
There's a time to play, then there's a time to win. And the Golden One understood the assignment in winning time. Trevor Lawrence would lead Jacksonville on a 7-play, 60-yard drive, capped off by his own 1-yard rushing touchdown to give the Cats a 31-28 lead with 23 seconds left in regulation. The 1-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, and now's the time to drive away in luxury.
That's right, Jennifer. The $7,500 tax credit ends this month. It's your last month to take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They are all in stock and ready to drive today.
See all of our inventory at Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com or visit us on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
It's a Jaguars Today Tuesday, sparked by Shulington Creek Pest Control.
Grab your cowboy hat for the Beach Barbecue Bash, presented by Sunshine State Plumbing and Reliable Ducks. Thursday, October 30th. Live music, sizzling barbecue, and Southern Charm, supporting Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida. Get tickets at bgcnf.org.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Baselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags!
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Coliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group, 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
The drip from a leaky faucet isn't just annoying, it's wasteful. Worn parts or corrosion could waste thousands of gallons a year. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will fix it fast. When your faucet's leaking, make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
It's ET here, and did you know that slow speed accidents can still cause serious injuries? Ignoring minor pain today can mean big problems tomorrow. Don't wait. Call my guys at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center, the auto accident experts.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind.
Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
So, we've all, since week 2, remarked on if the referees we felt had called a play against Travis Hunter properly, the Jags would have won that game.
No doubt.
You wonder, though. I wonder, like you said, Trevor falling down on that play, the timing ended up being perfect for him to eventually get up, and, break the tackles, get in the end zone. It all worked out, right? So maybe let's say they beat Cincinnati, right? Maybe losing that game kind of made them realize, like, look, there are going to be certain things out of our control. We got to do above and beyond. You never know. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't have mattered and they'd be 5-0 right now. But who knows? Maybe they slip up in that world where they're sitting there going, oh, we're 2-0. We're pretty good. We're feeling good about ourselves. Regardless, they're 4-1 right now, taking a back seat to nobody, except for the Colts on the tiebreaker.
Colts pretty good.
Colts are really good looking. I mean, been impressive and good for them. We get them twice. And it is funny, Tone, I had them at 2-3 at this point. I think I had the Jags at 2-5, still going 9-8, this season. Because I think I had them at this point beating Houston, winning the opener against Carolina, losing all the other ones. At least this was the offseason. And I think I had them at 2-5. So wherever you had them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had them at 1-4.
Okay, so you banked 3 extra wins now.
Yeah.
I've gotten 2 more than my projection. So now you look and you're like, well, maybe you're not going to sweep the Colts, right? Maybe you're splitting with the Colts. You know what I mean? Like you start to all of a sudden, just sneaking in as that 9-8 wild card is not the realm you need to be thinking about anymore. You need to be thinking about playoff seeding with this team potentially. Long way to go. Still another dozen games, but getting these kind of wins, getting a road win against San Francisco, who's also 4-1.
They've beaten San Francisco and Kansas City in the last
back
2
to back.
weeks.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
San Fran on the West Coast, Kansas City in prime time. I mean,
Kansas City in prime time with the doors for them to retake control of their division and the conference potentially being opened up with the results the day before, right? Like that was a motivated Chiefs team that came in here last night.
They thought they had righted the ship logs the week before against Baltimore.
And also, I think the thing that was also very impressive to me is that, look, Kansas City is used to the spotlight. I mean, they're used to prime time, and the reality is that prime time does have an impact on guys.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get too amped up. I thought the performance of the Jaguars football team in the first half wasn't great. And I think it was just one of those big moments, and they just, it's
Liam
different
Cohen
for
talked
them.
about it after the game. It's like, I didn't have to do anything pregame. They were out of their minds.
Too much.
Like,
right.
Too much. Because, and for the Chiefs, a game like that is old hat. I mean, they're winning Super Bowls. They're prime time all the time. So it's not a big deal to them. It's just a game. They get ready the same way. And, for a team that's been struggling and hasn't been playing well, and you finally get the one primetime opportunity, you want to play well, you get amped up, and sometimes you get maybe a little bit too amped up. But what I love about the way that the game flowed was that you didn't start very well, but you recovered, and going down 14-0, the Jaguars team of old, that would have been it.
Almost any team would have. You go down 14-0, maybe not in today's NFL, but almost any Jaguar team, when you say of old, pick a year since 2000, and there's a high likelihood that team was not capable of coming back in that circumstance.
That fourth possession, which was the possession after the Chiefs went up 14-0, was huge. Huge. I mean, to be able to get that score.
Of course.
I mean, that one there, was just really a perfect example of where this team is at this year.
If you had said going into the game, hey, you know what, Jags may be down by 7, but it's close in the first half, some Jaguar fans probably would have taken it, but the way it played out, it felt like you were down by 21, but you looked up and you're like, somehow we're within a touchdown. Chiefs get the ball first, but defense responded. I mean, that's the thing. Defense gave up a lot of yards last night, right? But they also made a 99-yard record-setting interception return for a touchdown by Devin Lloyd. Just unbelievable.
Mahomes was just dealing. He's a master.
He's Mahomes, right?
If what the crazy thing is, can you imagine if he had, I don't think he's got a lot of talent around him, to be honest with you. I think he's probably has the least amount of talent on that team that they've had ever since he's been there. And he's still an amazing player. The way that he creates with his legs is just what I think that separates him and puts him in the greatness category.
Yeah, so much of frustration though, watching guys come up and everyone's just afraid Mahomes going to make that last move or whatever. Like, blast him. He's out of the pocket. Blast him. Foyer's like boxing him like, I'm gonna make a good rap tackle here. I mean, yeah, you got to tackle him, but blast him. You get so few opportunities to do that. I know that they won. It worked out.
Yeah, I know that they really wanted to take their shots at him, but you got to make sure that you're smart when you take the shots. I mean, just because he is a runner, and you're right on that, but you also want to get him down because you don't want to end up getting juked, and then all of a sudden he gets another 30 yards because he's capable of that. So. Yeah, you want to take your shots, but also you want to be under control. And I think there was a little bit of that. But they had the mindset that when the opportunity presents itself, they said, we're going to take our shots.
Yeah, they may have said it. I didn't see it. I didn't see a whole lot of that with Mahomes. But look, again, they won. I'm not, upset with anything.
Yeah.
Just
there's a pressure that playing Patrick Mahomes puts on the defense naturally. Right, like just the way that he plays and how in control of all those things he is and his willingness to use his feet to do these things in big moments of games, right? Like he's been willing to do that throughout his entire career. It was on display last night, and you kind of put defenders in a box, Jeff, is what it looked like. You're on the sideline. Do I try to hit him? Right, because I've seen that called a penalty all the time. Mm-hmm. Do I want to be the guy that gets the 15-yard penalty just so I can get a shot at his chest? It's a difficult position defenders get put in, and it's natural because of what we've seen Mahomes do throughout his entire career.
And just let me add one thing to that. The way that offense is with Andy Reid, they do a really good job of stretching it, stretching the field, so to speak, and then making the defense cover a lot of areas. And then so you're worrying about Mahomes, but then you're also worried about what Mahomes can do with the ball to basically expose an open area of the field. Run. Is he going to run it or is he going to throw it?
All right. Jay on the west side next up on a Check the Tape Victory Tuesday. Jay, go ahead.
Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I want to say last night showed me it was a different team. All the injuries that was happening too. How Brenton Strange went out and tight ends filled in great. And then the O-line, the center, and then the defense. I partner in this defense is a bend, don't break defense. We give the big plays down the field, but when we get into the end zone or the red zone, we don't give up a lot of points. We make goal line stops. I'm sorry to say this is a way different team. I'm loving the effort. I'm just loving the new culture here. So I know this team's going to be doing great in the future. If we go through the playoffs, I know we're in good hands. So I'm just loving the new culture vibe there.
All right. I think a lot of people feel that way. Not the same old Jags. Now, how many of those people might have uttered those words at some point in the first 30 minutes of play? You know what I mean? But that's sports, man. They brought you back from the brink. And, Jay, happy that you're happy. All right, we're going to take a quick time out here. Calls are stacking up, so we'll get to you coming back on the other side with Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Victory Tuesday. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Florida Gators football. Gators! Kingsville sends the swamp to Starkville. It's cowbells and gator rolls.
Balls loose at the 38. Gators got it.
Florida, Texas A&M. Saturday at 7 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XL.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
It's Jaguars Today Tuesday. Protected by Shulington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Rest-A-Pros!
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Rest-A-Pros!
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestAProsAnyFlorida.com. That's RestAProsAnyFlorida.com.
Rest-A-Pros!
Cooking with Prisco.
These things are wonderful. You're going to love it. Have a rolling.
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass, and he told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm Mac with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Don't ghost your carpet this fall. Hicken here. Right now, you can get your entire home zero resified from Jacksonville's Ultimate Carpet Cleaner and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus a free haul for Halloween. Get it? There's something scarier than ghosts and goblins hiding in your home. It's in your air ducts. This month, take 50% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled backwards or forwards, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res. Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose DuckDuckRooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. DuckDuckRooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
I'm Amber Frangie. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. Call them at 844-346-1800. That's Awaken 180.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, check the tape. Victory Tuesday. Loggy in the house. He's still checking the tape as we speak. As a matter of fact, we're all running it back in our minds probably last night. If you've got a question or a comment or a statement about your Jacksonville Jaguars this morning, we'll broaden the expanse a little bit at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Dennis in Mayport is next up on the program. Good morning, Dennis.
Morning, gents. You want to talk about bend, don't break? Let's talk about these vocal cords this morning. Holy cow. Couple quick ones. Proud of my city for showing up and showing out. Career narrative altering win for our quarterback. We don't care about Indianapolis because we're going to beat them. And with this latest feather in our caps, what's the ceiling now? Tell me how far this team can go, boys. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. What's the ceiling? I mean, you know what the ceiling is, right? Yeah. Ceilings win the whole damn thing.
Yeah. Now, why would you have any less of a goal at this point?
This year, you're already – there's no undefeated team after 5 weeks in the NFL. You're tied for the best record in the league. You've gotten, some pretty good victories the last couple weeks. Not saying this is vintage Kansas City, but who cares? Don't care. They're on your schedule. You beat them. You're 4-1. Now, is it realistic? That's like less than 1% likelihood that you're going to win the Super Bowl, but winning the division.
Yeah.
Or
we've been 5 weeks into plenty seasons where we're like, well, that's done. Right?
Right, or we hope to still be mathematically alive by the end of November.
Like, it's still alive. Hold on to it.
It just doesn't feel like that. So, I mean, look, I think the idea is win the AFC South, win as many games as possible, see how high a seed you can get, and get at least one, if not more, playoff home games. That's the achievable goal, and then reset the
Yeah, and I think as a team, though, you're really just kind of trying to live in the moment a little bit.
Oh, as a team, sure.
And, but as fans, I mean, dream big. I mean, it's what being a fan is all about. But I think as a team, you got a long way to go. And there's the one thing is for sure about this team, there's a lot of meat left on the bone. In other words, there's a lot of room for this team to grow. And offensively, the passing game can take many steps forward. Trevor can take many steps forward with his accuracy, his consistency, incorporating his legs now more as a regular thing instead of a special occasion. Defensively, just keep taking the ball away, but you got to get Trayvon back, and you got to impact the thrower more than you did last night. And I think that was a little bit of a weakness last night. You got to get better pass rush and key moments, but there's still a lot of growth for this team. But the hard part is about growing a team is that you always deal with setbacks along the way, just like you did last night with Hainsey and Bretton Strange. And, so sometimes it's one of those things where you're just treading water and trying to keep at that same level. In a perfect world, you would be advancing forward and getting better. And you hope you can do that through all the injuries that you have. But, I think this team has got the beginnings and the makings of having an opportunity because they've got the fight and the will. And they've shown to be a resilient bunch. And I think they're very well coached. And I think they've got some culture players on that team. And Travis Hunter is one of them. That play that he made on that big drive, the 12-yarder, I think it was 12 yards, I think, where he elevated. I mean, that's a huge play. Huge play. Yeah. So
he had the one on the third down where he made a couple guys miss and got to the sticks, right? And then he had the one downfield. Yeah, like, whew.
I love everything I'm seeing about him, and it looked like towards the end of the ball game that when they had the one timeout that he came to the sideline and told Liam, "Throw me the ball."
Might have.
And I don't know. I mean, it looked like that from a body language perspective, and that's the kind of guys you want, the guys that want the ball at critical moments.
Tracy in Arlington next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Tracy.
Hey, guys. Glad to be here with you guys this morning. But let me tell you, last night I have not seen a reaction to a game win since I was at the stadium back in 96 or 97 whenever we beat the Broncos out in Denver at Mile High. I was in the stadium in Jacksonville that night, and the atmosphere was great. So what my statement is this morning is my son texted me. He's stationed in Crete, and he's in the United States Navy, and he only said one sentence. He said, "The stumble in the jungle."
Yeah, we've heard it. It's been going around, Tracy. That one, I don't know. Look, it's something that you could certainly come up with on your own, right? I'm sure more than one person had the idea for the stumble in the jungle. I'm sure the Jaguars PR team is busy calculating their marketing opportunities.
Well, it feels like so long ago what happened with this football team in 2022.
That was the year.
But at home, it was so magical. The back half of that's every week when they played at home, right? The Tennessee game, the Baltimore game, Dallas, the Raiders come back,
and then the Rams,
right? Like they were down 17.
Or not the Rams,
right? Again, in that game against the Raiders, and that's what began all of that. Like crazy at home, they were never done, right? Like when they were playing at home, they were just never done, and the fans got the benefit of that over and over and over again. And last night was a throwback to that. That wasn't that long ago, and it was the same quarterback playing in 2022 that was playing last night. But so much has gone wrong the last couple of years for Trevor Lawrence that it feels like it's almost hard to remember how that felt, right? Like when the team was finding ways to do that kind of thing late in games with that guy leading it. But last night, he did it again. Like it was crazy, and it was awkward at times watching him do it.
2022,
he found a way.
And I mean, I've been around for all of it. As a player, calling the games and doing radio and TV. I thought 22 was as magical as it's ever been, as my days as a non-player.
Mm-hmm.
And last night's atmosphere, when I say magical, the atmosphere at the bank. And last night
plus the heroics, the
every
theatrics.
bit of it. Absolutely. Last night matched every bit of that, and that's why you go to the games.
Right, and that's a good point because I heard Dan and Jeff talk about this morning. You have been rewarded at the bank this year. They're 3-0. You got Seattle this week.
Yep.
After that, you won't see them there until November 16th. So let's pack it out again, right?
Yep.
Let Seattle wonder why they got on a plane and flew 5 hours to get down here and or however long it takes to go from Seattle to Jacksonville. I'll call it 5 hours. I've flown it once. I hopefully will never do it again.
Yeah.
Round trip in one day wasn't the best, Logs. That was the game Mike Sims Walker got suspended for missing curfew and the Jags lost 40-something to nothing. Not a whole lot of post-game interviews to be had that day,
No,
surprisingly.
I'm sure there wasn't many a very accepting locker room.
No. All right, hour 2 is on the way. We will accept your calls, your texts, your tweets, your what have you for Jeff Loggeman on this Check the Tape Victory Tuesday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars today for the Renewal by Andersen Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Post-game Monday is like digesting a huge day of football.
Let's do this.
Expert analysis of Sunday's game all day.
It's not great. It's fantastic.
Sink your teeth into Dandy Foods Post-game Monday.
So delicious.
On 1010XL.
Early detection saves lives. This month, join Ackerman Cancer Center to go light blue and take action with prostate screening and their expert guidance. Book your screening consult and experience the Ackerman Advantage at ackermancancercenter.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 7th, 1984, Walter Payton gained his 12,313th rushing yard, breaking the record set by NFL great Jim Brown.
Hi folks, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner. With honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
It's the fall savings event going on now at Renewal by Andersen. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Get 20% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires October 31st. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La playa awaits.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them.
I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Rebound Rehabilitation. 11 great locations across the First Coast, and they're just a click away when it comes to feeling strong and healthy again. If you need the best path to recovery, look no further than Rebound Rehab. Log on and check out one of their great 11 locations.
This is your local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by 904 Gutters. The University of Florida football team will face its third SEC opponent of the season this Saturday as they travel to College Station to take on number 5 Texas A&M. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. on ESPN. We'll have the coverage here for you on 1010XL beginning at 4:30. Right now, 83 degrees at 11:02. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Check the Tape Tuesday with Jeff Lageman is brought to you by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, Jaguars today rolling on a Check the Tape Victory Tuesday edition right here. If you want to get in with Jeff Lageman, a comment and or a question. Looking back on the proceedings last night, Jaguars win at 31-28 on Monday Night Football over the Kansas City Chiefs to improve to 4-1. Trevor Lawrence, a slow start but a heroic finish to the game, along with a lot of help from his teammates, particularly Devin Lloyd last night, who will win, I believe, Defensive Player of the Week again. I mean, Monday Night Football, you got a 99-yard pick six off Patrick Mahomes when the Chiefs have turned it over once in a month, and that's because Kelsey goes and bobbles the ball. I mean, that play wins you Defensive Player of the Week.
Based on the last couple of seasons and the entire conversation throughout the offseason as a co-starter going into week one, Devin Lloyd playing at an all-pro level was not on the bingo card.
No.
Right, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's playing at an insane level.
He'd be defensive MVP of the league today without much of an argument, I don't think.
He'd be right there at the top.
Right. I mean, at least, he'd be one of the 2 or 3 finalists for it. But who cares? Keep it up, Devin. Keep doing a lot of that. 4 interceptions. Ridiculous.
We were actually talking during the game. I mean, for a linebacker to get 4 interceptions is an amazing season.
Right.
I mean, it's very rare.
It's 5 games.
But to do that in 5 games. And, there's a lot of credit that needs to go around. And Tim, his linebackers coach, is a really good football coach. But I think also Anthony Campanelli, his background is linebackers. And he works if you watch him in practice, he is constantly working with the linebackers. And I think the two coaches together, Tim and Anthony, have had a huge impact on Devin Lloyd this year. I mean, there's no doubt. Because
had to have.
There's no comparison this year's productivity compared to last year's. It's not even close. And to go to that play in particular, it's an interesting play because during the broadcast, I thought it was basically a show blitz and then drop into a zone coverage because that's what you had with that look up front because you had not only Devin Lloyd dropping back into coverage, but you also had Devon Hamilton dropping back in coverage to the other side. So I just naturally assumed that this is a zone dog or a zone blitz. And go back and you look at the film, because I was listening to Liam on the drive home on Jaguars.com, the interview that he had with the press, and he's talking about it's a zero look. Well, zero is an all-out blitz, and so I, of course, this morning, before we come here, I said I got to watch that play, and so it's the first play that I actually pulled up. And the Jaguars are playing zero coverage, which zero coverage is an all-out blitz. But what they're doing is they actually drop two guys. Now, I don't know the rules. Like, I'm sure they have rules for who's supposed to drop. But the two people that are dropping in that zone look, they don't have an assignment responsibility in coverage. It's like maybe an extra helper to help, in the quick throws or that little quick slant range, right? So when the ball snapped, or the ball's about to be snapped, you have both Foye and Devin walked up in the line of scrimmage. And if you're looking at it from the defensive perspective, right? Okay, so I'm Devin Lloyd. He's actually the right inside linebacker. Foye is the left inside linebacker. Kelsey and the other two receivers are to the left, my defensive left, right? Okay, so I'm a linebacker. When the ball snapped, Devin goes at the center, Creed Humphrey. Creed Humphrey flashes to Devin. Well, for some reason, rules or whatever, Devin plants his foot, turns, and drops to Foye's side, which is where Kelsey and the other two wide receivers are. And he falls perfectly under Kelsey. Now, the interesting part is it's zero coverage, but the Jaguars had a breakdown. They had a breakdown. The Juju Smith-Schuster was running wide open because you had Travis Hunter and Tyson Campbell covering the same guy, and nobody covered Juju. And Jordan Lewis is trying to cover Kelsey. If there's no Devin Lloyd, there are two options for an easy touchdown throw by Patrick Mahomes. So I think there was a breakdown in coverage, but a great job of coaching, because I think the way they're coaching Devin Lloyd in that situation is that you go, but if the center comes to you, you're not going to make it. So then help us out in the short zone.
That's exactly what Fred Taylor said last night. He said he was told by somebody during the game that something, the way Creed Humphrey, if he shows you like whatever shoulder, whichever way he turns, you keep coming or you drop. And that was Devin Lloyd being prepared and able to read that key and obviously drop to the right spot. So it wasn't like I'm just kind of floating out here and Mahomes threw it to me. Like, he put himself in that spot based on the recognition of the play.
And also, that's really good coaching. I mean,
absolutely.
That's really good
it's
coaching.
Good coaching, but, man, for Devin Lloyd to process that in the moment was fantastic.
And that is great scheme.
Right, and it feels like in the past, if he just goes on that play and he gets blocked and it turns into what it turns into, we all just kind of go, they beat him on that play.
It's a walk-in touchdown.
Right, like they just beat him on that play. I don't even know how much we knock down Lloyd on the play if he does go forward, right? But he makes the right
Probably
play.
Don't even realize what he could have done.
And it did make me laugh at the end of it. Tyquan Thornton, why are you using your right hand to try to knock it out? Like, what is he doing? Like, it was such an awkward attempt.
Yeah, his right hand kind of going across, which wasn't even making an attempt. But
no.
But I mean, to me, that's I've never seen a scheme to where you have a zero blitz. And then you have a coaching point to where the linebacker, if the center turns to you, you're probably not going to get home. So we're going to have you go ahead and drop into the short slant area on the opposite side of the field. Now, if that's all by design, which I'm assuming it is, that's a great scheme, and it's a great job of coaching because, again, if there is no Devin Lloyd there, Patrick Mahomes can throw a touchdown pass to Juju Smith-Schuster, or he can throw it to the primary designed receiver, which is Travis Kelsey, who runs a little quick. He runs to the out like he's going to run to the flat, plants his foot, and then cuts back to the inside like a slant. And he's the primary receiver on that play, and that's who Devin Lloyd falls underneath. So great play by Devin Lloyd, but the design of that and then the coaching of the coaches in that moment, great job as well.
The unsung player on that play is Josh Hines-Allen, who gives a shoulder check to Tyquan Thornton as he's running by. Tyquan Thornton can run down Devin Lloyd. Tyquan Thornton is one of probably the 10 fastest guys in the league. Not even an exaggeration. He is blazing fast. And, a lot of times you see that return coming and you're like, just let him go. You just don't want to have the block in the back. And Josh Hines Allen almost had instinct, just shoulder check.
Give him a little chicken wing.
A little bit, and just slowed him just enough, right? Or maybe he catches him at the 5-yard line instead of right there at the goal line.
Yeah,
so.
but and it was a great block. But how about Devin Lloyd's return ability? Breaking a tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like John Riggins.
No, he was fantastic, man, and he can run too now. It wasn't like he was slow getting down the field. Let's get to Doug on the north side next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, guys. One of the big things I noticed this game was the poise and the attitude of the Jaguars versus Mahomes and the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs, they're like spoiled brats. I mean, the way they were doing all the hand waving and in their face, and even when Mahomes ran that touchdown in, it was like, but yet we're, calm. We overcome. I mean, like when we got the penalty for running out the clock, and we overcame that setback. But the Chiefs were just like a bunch of spoiled little babies just jumping around, and it was quite impressive the way the Jaguars handled themselves with all the various diversity that occurred during that game.
Yeah, appreciate the call there, Doug. I mean, I think the Chiefs act that way because they're used to getting, or at least creating an environment. Even if you say the refs are calling it straight down the line, they get a few calls and the other team gets a few calls. They're just used to being the bully. They're used to dictating the terms of the engagement.
Yeah, they carry themselves the way they carry themselves.
It's like when Mahomes ran that touchdown in, right? He did the little, wiping down his jersey, like, nobody's touching me. Nobody's laying a thing. It was just like, here we are. This is what we do. We're going to show up. We're going to eat our dinner. It's a little snack called the Jaguars. And it didn't sit too well with them as the game went on. Doug, thank you. David in Green Cove, next on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, David.
Hey, good morning. Morning, guys.
Morning.
Man, what a fantastic atmosphere that was last night. I was there in section 114 like I always am. And, man, I've already got my tickets for Las Vegas, so the wife and I are going to go down there and check them out. But what I want to talk to you about is do you think there'll ever be a time where they will reevaluate the challenge? Because it seems to me like, they always say our goal is to get the play right. So if that's true, then you should be able to challenge virtually any play. I mean, if the referee is making a bad play, it should be able to be challenged. I mean, that play with Parker Washington getting knocked out of the play and Trevor throwing an interception was horrendous. But
I agree with you on that.
All right, thank you.
It comes up virtually every offseason.
Belichick used to bring it up every year. Have one review of anything throughout the whole game, any play, whatever. And there's really, it's a judgment call. Well, isn't everything kind of a judgment call to some degree? Is his foot in or out? It's still a judgment. Did it touch the line? You're still using your eyesight, and there's human fallibility. So
and allowing NFL teams to challenge anything in a game makes sense, right? Like in last night's game, if they reviewed that play on the pass interference there that resulted in the interception, nobody that is reasonable at all would not see the PI.
You wouldn't think, Tony, but however many refs are on the damn field didn't see that PI last night.
Yeah, I think the league sometimes is slow to change, and I think for good reason at times because they don't want to get too carried away. But the one thing I do like what the league has done is they have opened up more things for challenge. And then also the official upstairs helping to get the spots right, the location of it, I think also has been really good for the league. And should it be opened up for more, I'd be totally good with that.
All right. I think most of us would, and will it come? Probably eventually, but it's the environment we're in right now. All right, David, thank you for the call. The rest of you, hang in there. We'll get to as many as we can on a Check the Tape Victory Tuesday coming up with Jeff Logman on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Apex Roofing and Contracting, another great local company right there in Jacksonville Beach. They're going to take care of you throughout the rainy season, hurricane season, man. You know it can wreak havoc on your home. If your roof is not in great shape, if it's got damage, if it leaks, if it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex will come out. They'll check it out. They're local. They're dependable. You can just swing by their offices in Jacksonville Beach or go online to apexroofingfl.com. Don't settle for less than the best. Reach for the peak. Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach.
Jaguars today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Get more Gators
and more Prosser and Hickett, unfiltered.
Football insight, analysis, and critique from your breakfast buddies on the Swamp Sessions podcast
From Voodoo Brewing Company.
right after every game.
Streamed live on the 1010XL social channels.
Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Jaguars Today Tuesday is serviced by Julington Creek Pest Control.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through October 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
One man, one hammer. One place to hear it drop. Hammer Time with Hayes, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
On 1010XL. Driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jacks for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, they'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family owned and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Get ready. Week 6
crux of the NFL season is officially here. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are gearing up to go head-to-head with the Seattle Seahawks in our crucial catch game dedicated to the fight against cancer. Join us October 12th at Everbank Stadium as we raise awareness through early detection, risk reduction, and education. Lock in your tickets now at Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, Dylan, before we get back to these phone calls, won't you fire up this morning's 10-10 take?
10-10 take. Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take is serviced by Ideal Conditions Heating and Air, your go-to local HVAC company, veteran owned and operated.
All right, just a quick thought on Trevor Lawrence this morning in that, look, I saw it last night. I get the frustration when he makes mental errors or things you feel like he shouldn't be doing at this stage of his career, but he's also capable of giving you great drama and leading you to victory, as he showed last night. What I thought really great toughness. Liam Cohen talked about it afterwards. He was never kind of resigned or, oh, this is not going well. He was mad. He was ticked off. He was fired up. We need more of that, Trevor Lawrence. But the bottom line is, look, we talk about this all the time. He's not this perfect quarterback. He's likely never going to be a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League, but he's not also useless. Like, people use the word bust. He's not a bust, okay? He just isn't a generational player at the NFL level. He may or may not have been a generational prospect. It doesn't matter at this point anymore. And the reality is they're locked into Trevor Lawrence. So I would just suggest maybe enjoy the ride a little bit because, yeah, it's going to be frustrating at times, but it can bring you incredible highs like it did last night. Logs, I think that was as defining a game, even in the, I guess it's hard to top the comeback after you throw 4 interceptions in the playoffs, right? I mean, you dug that hole, but you helped the team dig out of it. He dug some of this hole last night. It wasn't as dramatic. It wasn't as important because it wasn't the playoffs. But as far as a regular season game, this one has, I feel like the imprint of this is the Trevor Lawrence game to this point in his career, that helps him hopefully turn a corner to be a more consistent player going forward.
Yeah, and I hope that his legs stay incorporated into his thought process.
Absolutely.
Because I think it makes him a better player. Always quarterbacks that have the dual threat aspect, like Patrick Mahomes, and obviously the extreme to that is Lamar Jackson, can really, really hurt defenses. But I thought it was a gritty performance by him. And there's a lot of terms that can be thrown around, but resilient would be a really good term for Trevor, as well as that football team once again.
No doubt. By the way, from the desk of Ryan O'Halloran of the Florida Times-Union, Liam Cohen said Jaguars defensive end Trayvon Walker still had, quote, some swelling, end quote, in his wrist after early week surgery, which is why he was inactive last night.
I think, with Trayvon, look, I know that they were kind of taking it up to the wire. That's kind of using Liam's words there. But I think there was also some gamesmanship in there.
Maybe so.
And the reason why is that, you got a guy who just had surgery on a Monday and you're playing the following Monday and he never really had a practice. So and if he's going to be wearing a club or some version of a club, you want to have the opportunity to have him try it out in a practice setting long before you get to a game setting. And also to be able to feel, okay, what kind of pain is there? And can it be managed? Because they also said that there would be a certain level of accepting the pain to if he can play or not. So I never really expected him to play, but I appreciate the gamesmanship because you know what? Here's the reality. Trayvon changes the game plan
no doubt.
For an opponent. I mean, he's a guy that if you know he's out, now you can give all the extra attention in the world to Josh Hines-Allen and not worry about an Agba or a Smoot needing help over there with whoever's blocking them.
All right, let's go back to the lines here with Jeff on the west side. Next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, guys. After Devin Lloyd getting AFC Defensive Player of the Month, I went on Hard Rock yesterday, and I put $1 down on a plus 5,000 for an anytime TD. And when he made that interception, my house erupted. My two boys were running around the living room, and it was like we won the Super Bowl.
So is that plus 5,000 though? You win what, 500 on $1?
No, it was $1 for 51.
Oh, for 51.
So only 51 bucks, but it was just the fact that I put it just on him, and we came out with the win. I just want to thank him and the Jaguars for putting on a show last night. One of the best games you could ask for.
No doubt, Jeff. Glad you enjoyed it. And maybe, take that 51 and use it wisely. This is found money, okay? We need you to take we've got less than 17 games left because that'd be $3 per game. You can bet on 3 different Jaguars to do some random heroic act. And if you keep up the track record, Jags are going to win the AFC, man. But thanks for doing your part out there.
I saw McManus had a $5 anytime touchdown bet on Lloyd last night.
Did he?
Yeah.
So
he tweeted about it too. He was like, "I should have put 100." Like he was having.
So
a time.
I wonder if that paid $250.
Yeah, I don't know.
But good for him. We'll take it. Jeff, thank you. Steve in Fort Caroline next here on Jaguars Today. What's up, Steve?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yes, I was just going to say, I thought the penalties really kind of evened out last night. I think they had 13. It seemed they were getting several on 1 or 2 drives in a row. Seemed to be maybe a league initiative to kind of their offensive line play. I think it's gotten away with quite a lot over the last few years. The one in the end zone at the end that we won on, I thought that was a good play. So I think that made up for the atrocious one that they missed on the interception. And I was telling my son, I was like, listen, obviously the referee was just out of position. I mean, that happened in the notorious NFC game a few years ago. The referee just gets blinded, can't see it. But you're right, there are about 10 other officials on the field. Big win. Trevor was Mahomes last night. Thank you guys very much.
All right, appreciate it. You know what? Trevor was Trevor last night. Let's be happy with that, right? He was good enough to win a football game against Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what he's saying. Mahomes extends plays, does these different things, makes it tough for you to, get a handle on him, Logs. But let's just hope Trevor just becomes the best version of Trevor that he's capable of being.
And we've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I mean, there's no law that says that Trevor can't get better. So I hope that he continues to grow in Liam's offense, because we see glimpses that he's really good. I like the throw, again, to De'Ami Brown, the throw to Parker Washington, the throw to BTJ down the field. And if you can have more of those and less of the other throws that are inaccurate and kind of layups, then look, he can grow into something. And, the first part of that game was not exactly encouraging, but the latter part of that game was encouraging.
No doubt. All right. Thank you for the call. Steve in Melbourne next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Steve.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you? Morning.
Good. What's up?
Nothing much. I'll kind of run this down. Devin Lloyd has been playing out of his butt. I would love to see him get a new contract here. Jeff, Big Sur said it best. It seems like the Jags are checking the boxes on all the narratives. Houston always wins in Duval. They didn't. Check. We never win a West Coast game. Check. We never win a primetime game. Check. We beat KC. That was a twofer, so check on that one. They're not great, show wins or whatever, but they're showing grit and determination where past Jaguar teams, they would have packed it in. So I really like what Liam's doing. They got a new culture here of never say die, play till, the last second of the game. So I'm really happy what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and I'm happy as well. And Steve, one of the goals, the end goal, is to have this team be a consistent winner. Like the Pittsburghs, like the Baltimores, like the New England Patriots when they had Tom Brady. Like the team we just saw last night, Kansas City, to where every year you're in the conversation for winning the Super Bowl. So it's great that we're checking all these boxes, but the big box to be checked is that one. Is that you're changing the culture to be a consistent winner year in and year out, and something that is the place to be.
Yeah.
The game is the place to be on a weekly basis.
There was no way to convince anybody that the Jaguars were not on the way to exactly that halfway through 23. There's no way. At 8-3, everyone thought after what had happened in 22, the way that season had ended, you get to the divisional round of the playoffs, they were an in vogue kind of Super Bowl pick going into that season in 23. It was not uncommon for the Jags to be picked as a Super Bowl contender that year, and they were playing for the 1 seed, right, at home, at 8-3. This is not ancient history. This is a year and a half ago. In NFL terms, well, they're playing back at that kind of level again. For everything that went wrong in the last year and a half, there were a bunch of guys that were a part of it a year and a half ago that are still a part of it now with a bunch of new pieces that they're putting in place. They're finding a way. Good culture is winning culture, and they seem to be developing one in front of our eyes.
Yeah, and you know what I love too? Just that whole, I mean, you know, the next man up thing usually drives me crazy because the next man is not as good as the first man because he'd be the first man in that case.
But you're not noticing it when guys are out.
The offensive line, I feel like, is plug and play. They're almost interchangeable. And that's not to disparage anybody. They're all playing at a pretty high level right now. And so Anton goes out, you don't go, oh no, Chuma Doga's on the field. Or Monheim's in there last night, as you highlighted, Jeff, as a 7th round rookie pick with Chris Jones on the other side. I mean, these guys are getting it done. Week in, week out, at least through 5 weeks. Got to take a timeout. We'll come back. Tony will take you around the league on the other side. More to do on a Check the Tape Victory Tuesday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. From the huddle to the perfect spiral.
We invite you into the lab so that you can truly learn the quarterback position.
The quarterback whisperer. He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Wrapped up by George Moore Chevrolet and Tyson Sound and Security on 1010XL.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
Jaguars Today Tuesday, kept pest-free by Julington Creek Pest Control.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game? When Miles Jack wasn't down, you know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E, Jacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nothing like a hot shower. Wait, why is the water up to my ankles?
It's the dreaded clogged shower drain. Hair, soap scum, and last week's mystery goo.
It's touching my toes!
Don't panic. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. We'll tackle plumbing, septic, and even the nastiest shower clogs. Call 904-862-6769 or visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. I just upgraded my home with fantastic floors, and the experience was incredible. Rusty and the team brought the showroom to me with their at-home consultation. The whole process was simple, the installation was top-notch, and the results, absolutely fantastic. Take it from me. Don't wait. Visit fanfloors.com and schedule your at-home consultation today. Fantastic Floors, where every step is fantastic.
Hey, Googans, Hicken here, and I just want to once again give you this very simple reminder. Wear sunscreen. If you're outside a lot, bring the screen. Put some in your truck, on your boat, in your golf bag, whatever, wherever, just use it. Please. It's hot out there, and I just want you to protect yourself. I use it like it's cool because I think it is, but what's not cool, that's skin cancer. You don't want to deal with that. Go get yourself checked out. It could save your life. Go to beachesdermatology.com and schedule your appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Football season is here, and the Hills Grill at Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to enjoy our tailgate menus and drink specials every Saturday and Sunday. Join us after your round and cheer on your favorite team. That's Hidden Hills Golf Club, Monument Road.
What Major League Baseball team has never been to a World Series? The answer next.
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The Seattle Mariners, who were founded in 1977, have never been to the World Series.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
Celebrating 30 years in Jax Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Plan ahead this year and order your home holiday decorating from Kuhn Flowers. They'll take care of all of your Christmas tree setup, lighting, and decorating hassles too. This is High Flying Jacko. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
And it is a week of firsts, our first week in the new studios here, our first Victory Tuesday in years and years and years around these parts. And, Tony, for some reason, they tell me there are other teams in the NFL other than the Jacksonville Jaguars. So if you would be so kind, let us know what they're up to.
Now, gems around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Houston GM Nick Caserio said that running back Joe Mixon's status is still very much in doubt regarding a return this season. Indianapolis kicker Spencer Schrader suffered multiple torn ligaments in his knee. He will miss the remainder of the season there for the Colts. The LA Chargers are placing running back Omarion Hampton on injured reserve after he suffered an ankle injury on Sunday. New England Patriots running back Antonio Gibson suffered a torn ACL Sunday. Arizona quarterback Kyler Murray is dealing with a foot injury, will be monitored throughout the week. The Las Vegas Raiders are calling tight end Brock Bowers week to week. He was inactive this week due to a knee injury, and Green Bay wide receiver Christian Watson will be practicing for the first time this week as he continues to try to work back from an ACL.
That's like last October?
Yeah.
I want to say something like that. So, he has had a hard time staying healthy in his young NFL career, but crazy talent, man. I mean, just
was that an
as
isolated
athlete.
ACL with him? Because if so, that's a long time.
I think it was more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was more than that.
Can't remember,
Because there was talk that he wouldn't play at all this year.
Oof.
And so the fact that he's back practicing now in early October, I think, is pretty good. Anyway, that's their concern. Knock on wood, let's not have anything major. Hey, they won without Trayvon last night. Trayvon's what? If you're ranking the best players on the Jags right now, top 2? Top 3?
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting them in a top 5.
All right. I mean, for the way they played this year, you probably have Josh Hines Allen, you probably have Jordan Lewis, you probably have Trayvon, Devin Lloyd, obviously. A lot of guys on that defense coming up big. Travis Etienne's been fantastic.
Yeah, Brenton Strange.
That's
a really tough one to watch.
That's a tough loss, right? I think he was arguably playing as the best tight end in the league based on availability and performance.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Kittle.
Do we know? Did you hear anything on him?
Just a hip. That's all we've been given so far.
All right. He was standing on the sideline. We saw
Didn't
him
look encouraging,
there.
right?
No, he had the towel over his head, kind of hanging on the towel. But, I mean, more encouraging that at least that he was still in uniform standing there as opposed to being whisked off somewhere.
Yeah.
But
he's a good football player.
Yeah, but, hey, you know what? Johnny Mutt had a catch last night. I mean, these guys got to step up and play, and let's go. And the Jags, it's not like you're going to not have any adversity on that front over the course of the season.
Well, look, Johnny Munt and Hunter Long, I think, are capable. They're not Brenton Strange, but they're capable. In the Jaguars also last week, at the end of the week, activated Quentin Morris from the practice squad to the active roster, which they had previously had him elevated from the practice squad 3 times, which exhausted those possibilities of elevating him anymore. And so they cut Cody Schrader, the running back, I'm sure maybe they'll put him on practice squad since Quentin Morris was now elevated to the active roster.
Yep. All right. The season keeps churning with or without Brenton Strange, at least in the short term. And we don't know anything beyond that he injured the hip. So let's hope for the best there. At least I don't know as of this moment. Christy is up next here with us on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning. Good morning. First, I really enjoy listening to you guys. I don't really watch football all the time, but I've watched a lot more now that Travis Hunter is on the team. But what I wanted to say is I know that Jacksonville Jaguars is a running team, and we've been giving it a lot to Travis Etienne, and that's great. But I really felt like the energy of the game changed when we used Travis Hunter. And let's just talk about how high he jumped to catch that ball that really changed the energy of the whole game that evening. I mean, he's really athletic, and there was two guys against him, and he was able to catch the ball, and it just changed the energy of the game. But my last comment is I also love the fact that I felt like our quarterback had a lot of grit in this game. He really, really wanted it. I didn't really see that grit in other games, but that very last play was just the fact that, hey, he fell down twice, but he did not allow that to stop him from finding whatever way he could to get to win the game, and now we're talking about it today. So I'm a fan. I love what I saw last night, and I'm looking forward to see what they bring next week.
All right. Thank you, Christy. Good observations. I mean, with Travis Hunter, man, get him the ball more, right? He touches it, and it's not every touch, but, man, he made the two guys miss to pick up the first down. That 44-yarder, I mean, to jump, catch it, get rocked, falling down, got to break your fall with one arm. You hold it to your body, never gets jarred loose. That's a tremendous play.
Great ball control, while he's in the air, and then also great body control. He is, there's no doubt. I mean, look, big plays are what brings energy to teams, and he can make big plays. Let's go back to the pass breakup on Kelsey that he had. I thought that ignited the defense a little bit. The catch and move where he made two guys miss to make a significant gain was a big play as well. Last week in San Francisco, there were two big plays that they missed on him that, for whatever reason, Trevor never saw it and didn't pull the trigger. And then in this game, there was another deep ball opportunity that could have been a touchdown to Travis Hunter that Trevor didn't see that one. So they're trying, and he's there at times, and Travis is, he's doing a good job of managing his body language in those situations.
Yeah, and look, I thought overall, they did try to push the ball downfield a little bit more last night. I mean, Trevor only threw it 25 times, but he averaged 8.8 yards per attempt. That's a full yard more than Mahomes, and Mahomes had that ball in the air all night long, but he also a lot of checkdowns and stuff like that. Like the one time, though, so he threw that one over the middle to Brian Thomas. That was well covered. Pretty decent ball, but it was just a tight coverage play, incomplete. He had Etienne right in front of him, like 6 yards at the moment he catches it, and then probably
5 or 6, and then probably gets the first down.
Right,
exactly.
and so,
that one is one of those, you're like, no, throw it to him.
Sometimes you're like, hey, man, look for that guy, drive it downfield. Other times it's like, hey, take the profit, and when he doesn't.
We've talked about that a lot lately with Trevor Lawrence. Like, he's in this kind of he can't win zone unless the ball gets completed. Because it is one of those, like, well, push it downfield, Trevor. That's what we want to push it downfield. And then, well, you missed the check down.
Right.
Like, and it's hard to figure out exactly what the balance
wait, this guy,
be.
If you were patient,
right.
You could have
had it's
this.
Not a terrible decision to have Brian Thomas Jr. one-on-one on that route and give your guy a chance to make that kind of play, right? Like, it's not a bad
You just want better decision making.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
overall.
That's instead of saying, well, we want to see it more down the field, or we want to see, him see the open guy underneath. It's just better decision making overall. Find the guy that's open, whether it's deep or whether it's short, and that's work in progress with him. And I expect and hope that it continues to get better.
All right, I'll come back with some final thoughts with Jeff Logman on a Check the Tape Victory Tuesday here on Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for my friends at Dandy Foods. Like everybody else, celebrating like good old Duval people, because that's what Dandy is. A Duval company that will be around now for 70 years coming up next year. That's right. 1956 is when the Thompson family started the Dandy Company. And look, if you're hungry and on the go, Dandy's not going to weigh you down, but they will fill you up with some delicious food made with the highest quality ingredients. If you want a full line of sandwiches and subs, they've got that. They've got a complete menu of breakfast items. They have protein packs. They've got veggie trays and fruit cups and gourmet salads, light lunchtime wraps, just about anything you could imagine for on the go, delicious, fresh, and prices that keep a smile on your face. So swing into the nearest Dailies, head to the Fresh Case, check out the awesome variety, and know that Duval, they've got your back here as a local company. When you're hungry in Duval, do what I do. Go out and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care, totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Jaguars today, Tuesday.
Protected by Chillington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Guys, are you struggling with obesity and being overweight, living with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, or heart disease? Encore Research is enrolling men 18 and older in a new paid clinical study. You'll receive study-related care at no cost and may get compensation for time and travel. No insurance required. Take an active step for your health and help advance medical science. See if you qualify at EncoreDocs.com or call 904-732-6669.
Cool air and clean air. Getting out from under that Florida sun and cooling off inside is where Florida Home AC shines. Think about it. You spend a lot of time indoors and air quality is crucial to your health and comfort. Pollutants like dust, pollen, germs, and allergens can build up, affecting your well-being. Florida Home is dedicated to enhancing your indoor experience with superior air quality solutions like whole home air purification systems. Find out by logging on to FloridaHomeAC.com or call 877-4300.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff Menard and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
Quality work is sometimes hard to come by these days, and if you want quality and a fence that'll last, make the call to Duval. Duval Fence, that is, a good Jacksonville company with good Jacksonville people committed to quality service. If you need a fence for your home, for a business, anything, just call Duval Fence at 260-4747. Give them an idea of what you're looking for, and they'll take care of the rest. Property fence, privacy fence, pool, or pets, make sure you call Duval Fence today.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric, and Plumbing. Keeping Jacks cool since '87.
All right, so let's hope the Jags don't cool off at all as the Seattle Seahawks licking their wounds after giving it up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 38-35 this weekend, come to town. Logs, we talked about this just briefly on the postgame last night on the scoreboard show. Sam Darnold came here last year, Jags put on one of the best defensive performances of the year, right? And they held Justin Jefferson in check. It was the best game of the season from Tyson Campbell, and they did a really good job. Now, they fell because they couldn't score enough points, but it was 12-7. Grant Udinski was on that staff with Sam Darnold. If there's a way to make him, see those ghosts that he used to see. I mean, he's playing at a different level now since the start of last year, but I think the Jags have plenty of intel on Sam Darnold coming to town on Sunday.
Well, and I think some of the intel that you're also going to be able to get is with looking at the game that they just played against Tampa. Similar scheme. Liam knows Baker Mayfield and some of the progressions that they kept in Tampa Bay from his offense. So that's a good film to go off of leading into your game.
How do you feel about, I know you haven't dug into the Seattle film. You're still reviewing the film from yesterday, but just in general, I feel good about the fact they got to make a cross-country trip. The Jags should feel as they're on even footing at worst with this team, and it's kicking off 10 a.m. local body clock time for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, you wonder if they're going to move up the clock of their practice to be able to kind of get used to that playing time. I don't know if Seattle would do that or not, but I feel confident with the Jaguars playing anybody right now. Name me a team in the league that you don't think the Jaguars can compete with.
Oh, they could compete with anybody. I wouldn't pick them to beat the Lions right now, probably, but there are a few teams like that. But, I'm a little foreshadowing. I might be picking them to beat the Seahawks this week, at least the way I feel today. Let's see how the injury report clears up as well for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, and I think, too, I would like to see them maybe do some. For number one, let me hope that Trayvon gets back and then can play somewhere close to his abilities with having a healthy wrist. But if he's not completely back, Agba hasn't really done much yet. Maybe do some different things there. We'll see.
Maybe so. What are you thinking? You mean
got a couple young guys, and B.J. Green or Danny Strigo.
First time I've noticed Agba this year is when they had him drop in zone coverage against Travis Kelce. I'm like, I don't know if that's the matchup I want, but I get it. Your zone blitz, you're trying to create a little pressure quickly and create some confusion. But that might have been the first time I've noticed Agba on the field in 5 games this year. So let's hope that gets a little bit better as well. All right, we're about out of time. But before we get out of here, let's say hello to XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Joey, I don't know what your record time is for from say the Shores area to the 1010XL studios, but I might have got you today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, your boy got up and the first number on the clock was 9. Okay,
for a 10 launch.
for a 10 o'clock launch, and didn't miss a second of the show. I'll tell you that.
That is pretty good. I usually say door to door an hour, but I like to think 50 minutes is reasonable. But if you pulled that off,
it's definitely doable. I don't know if it's reasonable, but anyway, got a lot to get into today. What a thriller last night, huh?
Yeah, it's great. It was such a good scene inside the stadium, as you guys all know, and the fact that they were able to battle back multiple times, 14-point swings in a negative way, 14-point swings in a positive way. That's stuff that hasn't happened here before. And like you guys have been saying, I feel like a star was either born, reborn, or whatever in the form of 16. It was just he needed that type of game, and he delivered, and obviously the defense did as well.
Right, because at halftime that game was not going that way at all.
No,
I mean, it was just the shortcomings and the mistakes and what have you. But look, I don't know if it turning Trevor Lawrence into a superstar after that game, but it turned him into a 4-1 winner so far this season.
And now responsible for dubs as opposed to L's, which
absolutely
I think is big.
And Logs pointed out, the aggressiveness running the football by Trevor is welcome, and hopefully more to come.
Yeah, I think we have been harping on it, Coach Duff, Coach Ingram, Coach Duff, no being here, but and Coach Campbell, we've all been saying it. If he finds his legs, I text those guys last night. It's like trading places. Eddie Murphy, they pick him up. He goes, legs. I've got legs.
Yeah.
And he started to use them and run. And it's just such a great thing for him if he keeps doing it.
It was a miracle for Eddie to grow those legs. I recall it fondly. One of my wife's favorite movies. All right, Joe C., have a great show.
All right, fellas.
XL Primetime coming up for the next couple hours. Log, short week. How does that, if at all, change what you've got going on?
Still got everything as normal.
Okay, lay it out there for us so
happy
where folks
hour
can find you.
with me and JP and Coach Duff. At 4 o'clock on Thursday, 5 o'clock, we have Jaguars HQ with could be Liam, could be Baselli, could be Gladstone. We'll see. Last week we had the coach on for a little bit. And then 7 o'clock at Strings, we have Jaguars All Access, me, Martineau, Kai, and then also a player to be named. And then outdoor show on Saturday, game day on Sunday.
Game day on Sunday, baby. Run it back at the bank. And again, if you don't go this Sunday, you won't have a chance to see him in Jacksonville until November 16th.
Yeah,
so
Chargers, yeah.
here's an idea. Go see them Sunday and cheer them on because they're playing a fun brand of football.
You really are.
You're getting, and that's the thing, right? It's like, yeah, they're winning, and that's great, but it's thrilling. You know, there's been a lot of, and now what, 3-1 in one score games, right, is what they are. They beat Carolina by 2 scores.
Yep.
By the way, the Chiefs 0-3 in one score games. I mean, that's the story of your season sometimes. And right now, Jags riding high. Logs, appreciate it.
Thank you, and what an atmosphere, and to all of Duval, that was impressive.
Way to show up.
That was impressive.
Way to show up. Tony, great work, as always. Dylan Denmark, glad you were here.
Yes, sir.
And tomorrow, we've got we're going to start to turn the page already. We've got a Seahawks reporter going to join us. Johnny O is going to join us, as well as we move towards, hopefully, the Jags getting to 5-1 against the Seahawks this week. How good is life right now if you are a Jaguar fan? That'll do it for us today. I'm Mike Dempsey for all the aforementioned. Thank you for listening to Jaguars Today, and happy Victory Tuesday from all of us here at 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Maxwell House Coffee will live on forever.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson